What's going on, guys? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano live stream. So I think we should be live now. I'm just making sure. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me as well. As well as that, let me know how the audio and everything sounds here today. I have changed the camera and changed the setup, but I am still kind of playing around with it to get the right settings. So just waiting to see, because there is a bit of a delay by the time it gets through to YouTube. So let me know and we can kind of kick it off. Let's see what the chat is saying. Whole market. You can hear me? Great. Okay, so it has... Anyone that's seen the video yesterday, let me bring it back up here and turn off my test. So yesterday we were talking about, in the video I put out, I was talking about this 133 level, and I was saying that once we break that 133 to 135, that's when we can really get the takeoff. So just the summary for anyone who didn't see that video, then what I was looking at was this old all-time high, the 133. It's where we were continuously getting resistance over the last few weeks, and I suppose the last month or two. Now look, now that we've broke it and went way up here, as I said in that video, I still would like to see us come back down and test this level. Maybe not today, maybe over the next few days, potentially going up to the all-time high before coming back down to test it. And the reason that we like to see levels like this retested again is if we pull right back out here. The two times that we have previously broke this level was back here when we set the original all-time high. We never retested it, we just fell straight back down through it when we came back to it. And the same thing here on the Coinbase listing. Once again, there was nothing to keep us up and it went back to being resistance. So what I would like to see, doesn't have to happen straight away, but over the next few days, I'd like to see us come back down into the mid 130s, maybe down to 135 to test it before we get the really strong leg to the upside. And the reason that we do that is because, look, obviously it would be lovely to see the price just continuing to skyrocket. We've been in consolidation, we've seen it going sideways for so long. It would be nice to see it just going up, but just for the overall market structure, I would like to see a bit of a retest before we get that really explosive growth. So let's see what's going on in the chat. And yeah, it's all still showing up for you guys too. I'll leave the chart in the background while I pull up the chat for myself. So what have we got on? We have 530 people on already. I hope everyone who is an ADA holder is happy today. We have waited long enough to get a bit of movement in the market, so it is great to finally see that happening. So what's going on in the chat? Moonshot, resistance becoming support. Yeah, that's the reason Jonathan put it in there, but resistance becoming support. So that's what I want to see, is this 133 level becoming the support for helping us move to the next higher levels and breaking the all-time high, because that will really build a bit of strength in the market and build more support at them levels. What else have we got? If we start closing above 130, 38, we are mooning. Yeah, so today, for me, closing anything above $1.33, $1.35 is strong for today. So we won't keep seeing these big green candles pushing to the upside. We will see some pullback, but again, really good to see these levels being broken. What else have I missing here? People talking about take profits and stuff like that and where they're selling. Personally, I'm not selling in this. Even if we go and hit the all-time high, I won't be selling into this yet. I don't really have sell targets for my main hodl bag right now. I will be starting to sell my rewards over the next while, but even doing that at the end of the week, I still end up with more ADA than I started, because I also earn it from trading. But I am still working on that, I suppose, my exit strategy video. But cutting straight to the chase, I will not be exiting. I will always have crypto. It will just be certain areas that I will diversify into. Can I discuss the voting on the 14th? So the voting has changed. I did post an update in my Telegram group just before I went live here. They have changed the date. It is now going to be pushed out by about 2 weeks. They're working on some improvements to the system. So once I get any update on that, I will post it in the Telegram group, and I'll put it into some of the videos as well. So lots of people saying that they are not selling in the chat. Nice hourly close above 140. Yeah, so we did have, let's go in a little bit closer on the charts. So just on the 15 minute, just to see. So we did have our pullback, looking to push back up again. It's all looking extremely nice in the overall scheme right now. Volume starting to push up a bit as well. We did touch on that in the video yesterday as well. Volume had been up to just under $5 billion traded in the 24 hours previous to that. Actually, if I bring that up here, you can see we're now over $5 billion in the last 24 hours. So even when I looked at this an hour ago, it had fallen. It was down 5%. We're now up 5% on the previous 24 hours. So it's good to see this climbing all the time. It shows more activity within the market. If we look back here, now again, when you look at these types of volume, they're not 100% accurate, but they give you a guideline of what's going on. So you can see yesterday we finished with that just under the 5 billion. And before that, we were down in the 2s, 2.5, 3, even down 1.5 there. The odd day up at 6. But over the last few weeks, volume has been down. So it's great to see now it's starting to return and starting to come back into the ADA price. So what else is going on in the chart? Why will I sell and will I keep for 2 to 3 years? I plan to hold my Cardano, what I have staking, for a lot longer than 2 to 3 years. Again, these things we just have to watch and see how the market is going and how the project is developing. But any updates on any of that kind of stuff, you can be sure that I will be bringing them here. I will always be transparent on all of that types of stuff. HODL season still on? Yes, HODL season is still very much on for me. Lots of people calling for the end of the bull market. But when you look at Bitcoin, the moves that Bitcoin has made today as well have been really, really good. So Bitcoin setting some new all-time highs as well. You can see we smashed through the $62,000 mark, up at 63,000 right now. Have had a pullback in the last few hours, but looking to push back up again, which is really strong for Bitcoin. I still think that we hit 100k plus before the end of the bull run. And even in the bull run, I think the cycles are changing as well. Cycles are not going to be what they were before. That's my own opinion on it. I suppose throw it in there, not financial advice. The usual disclaimers you have to put in there. For me personally, I think the cycles are changing when it comes to cryptocurrency. Yes, we're still going to have bull and bear cycles within it, but I think for the high cap coins, they will not be as severe as they have been in the past. There is way too much outside influence coming into the markets now. Do I think we'll see a dip? Yeah, I think we will see a dip at some point. Markets cannot keep going straight up all the time. There has to be pullbacks to make it a more healthy growth in the market. What's my sell point for this run? I don't have a sell point right now. Another little while I am going to start selling some of my staking rewards, but not selling my HODL bag. And there's different reasons for that, which I'll get into in my exit strategy video, which I will definitely try and get that out this week. What do I think of a $32 prediction? I think that is way too far out there right now for what's going on in the market. When you look at a 140 right now, still on our bit of a pullback here, I think 32 is just way too far to look ahead right now. Let's see how things go with the launch of Alonso and everything like that. For me, once again, looking at anything over a $5 ADA this year is still looking very high, but I can't rule out anything higher, or I can't rule out any higher amounts depending on what goes on. So look, adoption is what is really going to drive us in the long run. So we need to see dApps, we need to see projects creating on Cardano, and we do see a lot of that right now. So one thing I am going to do as well, I'm putting together a spec. I'm looking to hire someone that will be able to help out on my side because I'm just completely stretched at the minute trying to get time. I want to be able to put out reviews on all of the new projects that are coming out on Cardano, so I need help on the research side. So I'm putting together a spec, and I will put together a bit of a video on that later in the week, looking to see is there anyone out there that would be interested in it. So it would be writing articles, payment would be in ADA as well for all of that. So it would start out writing articles for my blog based on based on all of the new projects that are coming out, so that they will be of value. And I will put more of that out over the week once I get that spec together, once I decide on how exactly I want to structure it. What do we got? Losing 140. Yeah, we're not too worried. As I was saying, pullbacks will happen. $3 by the end of the year. I think we definitely should hit $3 at some point in this year. Where we finish the year is going to depend on the Alonso launch and the adoption after the launch. 751 this cycle. It's not out of the possibilities, but it would need a lot of things to go right for Cardano. Do I think profits from altcoins will flow into large cap coins at the end of the bull cycle? I think, yeah, what you generally see at the end of the bull cycles is money starts, first of all, it'll start to flow out of Bitcoin. It goes into the altcoins. They have their big run. And then when they start to crash, you see a lot of that money goes back into Bitcoin. That has been previous to this. But I think, like you say there, that at the end of this one, we will see lots of that money going back into some of the altcoins as well, some of the top coins. So I think Cardano, Ethereum, lots of people will give out about Ethereum. Ethereum is still one of the top coins. It's going to get some of the attention as well. You have Polkadot's going to be up there. Depends what Litecoin does over the next while. And there's lots of new coins as well coming out that I would be considering some of the higher cap coins. I think I missed a super chat there. Your boy Alexander, thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Do you think buying and holding for 2 years is wise? Yeah, look, I think that when we look back in 2 years' time, I think any of these prices are going to be a lot better. Look, nothing is guaranteed. It's, as I say, it's going to come back down to how the adoption of the chain goes. But I think these prices, we look at trying to get in lower and trying to get in a few cents cheaper. But in the bigger picture, if you're looking that long term, I think we're fairly good. I always do like a DCA method as well, though, which would be buying in at the market price, wherever that is, with a percentage of what you want to buy in with, and then putting lower orders in the market. So if we dip down, then them orders get filled, and what that does is it averages down your entry. So again, thanks very much for that super chat. And where am I in the chat now? When will Cardano cross the all-time high? There's no way to know exactly when it's going to happen. Anyone that tells you it's going to cross the all-time high on this date at that time or anything, it's all guesswork. Nobody has that crystal ball to see. So look, it could happen. It could happen today. If we got a bounce now, got the support on this pullback, it could easily bounce up another 10 cent when you look at what has happened over the last 24 hours. Or it could be next week, it could be next month. But again, waiting to see what happens. Where have I seen BNB surge? Yeah, BNB has been unbelievable over the last few weeks. And look, I do hold BNB, but I originally bought BNB back in 2018, and I've been getting more I bought it for the trading fees, to get cheaper trading fees, and also to pick up some of the Launchpad coins, which anytime a Launchpad coin I get, I just convert it back to BNB. So in a sense, that has been a very lucky win for me on that side. And it has really benefited from the Ethereum and the fees narrative there, which ADA can come into that as well. But we do need smart contracts before we can compete on that side as well. We're starting to see lots of new projects coming out, which is great on Cardano. And I think the first projects that come out and get live on Cardano after Alonso will do phenomenally well. That's why I want to get into that side and be at the forefront of watching out to see these projects and what's going on. Where am I? How long can staking go for? 10, 20, 30 years. Staking, if you notice over the last while, staking rewards come down slightly every epoch. So that is due to, I've done a video that gets into how staking rewards are generated and how it all works. In summary, there is a pot there from the beginning that staking rewards come out of, and transaction fees also go in to make up the staking rewards that are paid out. So over time, that pot is coming down, so there's less to pay out. But what we need to see is the transaction volume going up, so there's more of the rewards that are paid out are taken from transaction fees. I'm still doing a bit of research on that to try and put some hard numbers on it to what type of transaction volume we would need to sustain the staking rewards at 5%. So now future rewards aren't known, but I will hopefully get a video out on that. That one won't be this week because I really need to fact check everything before I put it out. Do I recommend to sell ADA at the end of the year and the alt season? It's going to be a personal decision on selling. There's no way to know when the exact end of the alt season or the end of the bull cycle is going to be. For me personally, I don't plan to sell my hodl bags at that stage. I plan to keep staking. But again, I will talk more in depth about my own choices on that when I get the exit strategy video out. So see, we are now gone over 1,000 people live. Thank you very much to everyone tuning in. We have 186 likes. If you forgot to click that like button, then please do smash it up there. And if you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's incredible to see we're over 37,000 subscribers now on the channel. When I started this channel dedicated to Cardano, I thought that maybe we'd get to 15,000 people that would be subscribed. So it's incredible to see where it is. And now I'm even thinking that maybe 100k subscribers for a channel dedicated to Cardano is possible. So that is my new target for the channel. So where are we? Is it a good idea to buy Cardano now? It depends on your long-term view of it. Right now, I think towards the end of the year, we're definitely going to be a lot higher than this, in my opinion. But in the short term, we could see more pullbacks back down here, or potentially under the 133. So again, it comes back down to how you view it. Are you looking at this long term, or are you looking for a short term scalp in the market? What else have I missed here? XRP, yeah, XRP is gone crazy. And look, congratulations to anyone that held XRP throughout the whole court case and everything like that. They deserve to get the gains that they're getting. Personally, I don't hold any. I don't plan to buy into it either, but anyone that has made gains on it, then I am very happy for them. You see lots of a narrative out there that it's like, oh, giving out about other coins that are pumping, and it's kind of a jealousy thing that other coins make money when yours aren't. But look, if you're making money in crypto, then I'm happy to see them gains. What have we got here? This is the breakout. ADA has been trading. So yeah, this is the breakout that we have been waiting for a while now. Stefan says, hit the like button. Yep. Do I think ADA will drop? Yep. Potentially we will have a drop, a pullback. I would say a pullback. And again, if you missed the beginning or yesterday's video, I talk about coming back down to test in around this area here. Down to 133, 135, as that's where we had our resistance point in the past. So now we need to turn that into support. Q with the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. 1k people watching and only 269 likes. Click that like button and spready the word. Thank you very much, Q. I really do appreciate the comment about the likes and the super chat. Is Cardano cheaper in Awfully? I don't know. I presume it's a worldwide price. Is it better to leverage trade ADA rather than holding it in spot? No. I've done a video on this in the past talking about, is trading better or holding and staking? For 95% of people, then holding your ADA and just staking it is going to be more profitable, because especially with leverage trading, whatever about spot trading, trying to sell at the highs and buy at the lows, you have some chance at that. But if you're only new to trading, then leverage trading will wipe you out. And the worst thing that I've seen actually happen to some people within leverage trading is in their first few trades, they have a big win. And what that does is it gives a false sense of security that how easy this is going to be. Look, I do leverage trade, but I've been trading for years now. I make more money, more ADA. I make a lot more ADA during the week trading on leverage rather than what I get with staking. So it's great to have both, but anyone coming into it new, be extremely careful. If you're going to trade, use about 5% of your portfolio to trade with. And if you can't make a small account profitable, then you will never make a bigger account profitable. I made that mistake in the beginning, thinking that oh, if only I had more money in the account, it would be easier and I'd be able to make it profitable. But you're not. Until you can make a small account profitable, you can't make a bigger one profitable. Thoughts on ADA up token? That's basically 3x. I think it's 3x, or it used to be anyway. I don't own it or I don't get involved with it. But ADA up and ADA down are basically 3x the gains or 3x the losses. So again, it's not one I get involved with. I just do the trading straight up. Cardano is make-believe and not real. Nobody is working on it. That's an opinion. Up leash. Don't live stream. It makes the price go down. Yeah, so maybe I'll get off if this price keeps going down. What have we got here? Can I tell your friend Dan Sherman that Charles Hoskinson okay, won't be his daddy? Is this going to drop? Being up 10%? Yep, things will always have pullbacks. Nothing goes straight up forever. Yeah, no, it was only a joke about the live stream pulling it down. Look, markets, it had to have a pullback at some stage. And I did think that going live, that when I go live, it is going to be the time where it should be having its pullback. But look, that's not what this is about. It's just to come on, and I haven't done a live stream in the last week or two. So let's go on and see what questions are out there and answer some of them as well. What do I think of VeChain? Don't own any VeChain, but it is a really good project out there as well. It's one that, look, it's another one I'm sorry that I don't own when you see the gains that are out there. But it's, you can't hold altcoins. How much ADA do I own? It's okay if I don't say. Yeah, look, I would say I don't own enough. And I would say anyone out there that don't put your holdings out there. Don't let people know exactly how much crypto you have. It's kind of, sorry, I just need to turn off some notifications here. Okay, so I would say just for your own safety, you don't go out telling people what's in your bank account or any of that kind of stuff. So the same thing comes across with Cardano, with any crypto holdings out there. Still early to join VEET. Yeah, there's still lots of chances for it to go up a lot higher. They are probably one of the biggest out there in the supply chain area right now. I do know Cardano are doing something in that sector as well. I did talk about the article that they put out about their first supply chain there sometime during last week. So again, that will be interesting to see what Cardano have in that space as well. Still, where am I now in the chat? Why did I crash ADA with the live stream? Will there be a platform to buy sell tokens within their network? Yeah, there is a few projects working on DEXs out there right now as well. So I would expect that once we get smart contracts, then there will be a lot of different options out there and lots of different DEXs to be able to trade native tokens and native assets. And I'm ignoring the coins that keep getting repeated as being shills. It's the same thing in the comments. I don't know why some people just keep, that person is same comment over and over again. So we'll put them in a timeout. Okay, so where do I stake ADA? I have my own stake pool, so I stake in my own pool, and I use my Ledger hardware device and I connect it through Yoroi and Daedalus. I have a few different videos on the channel as well that you can check out. How do we stake with me? If you check up on my channel, or if you go over to my blog as well, there is a staking FAQ page, and there's a few different guides and tutorials on that as well. That's cardanowithpaul.com. That's the question again about will there be a platform for buying and selling? Yeah, I would say there will be lots of different types of DEXs within Cardano. And look, I see comments as well about contact certain people on Telegram and all that type of stuff. It's the same with the comments in my videos. I will never give out WhatsApp numbers. I'll never tell people contact me directly for trading advice or any of that kind of stuff. It's all scams. It's all just, it is really, really annoying. It's crazy the amount of scammers that are out there. Thoughts on AGI, another really good project. Don't own any right now. Was watching it since about 21 cent. Was waiting for it to pull back into the 16, 17 cent region to buy. That didn't happen and it took off. So my buy orders are still sitting there on the charts, but I don't see them getting filled anytime soon. How often do you earn staking rewards? It's 15 to 20 days for your first rewards, and then it's every 5 days after that. So I see we're back up over 1,000 people again, 390 likes. If you're just joining and you haven't hit the like or subscribe button, then please do so. It really does help get it out there. Will Cardano ever go lower than 133 again? Probably. Very good chance that it could go below 133. No definitive on that or how high it'll go either. Again, contact Drehake or Drehack. I would say that is 100% a scam. Let's put that person into timeout. Yeah, scammers are broke ass fools who are... Unfortunately, John, I don't think that the scammers are broke. I think that the scammers are making a crazy amount of money, or else they wouldn't be continually doing this. And when you see some of the stories out there of people getting scammed, it is hard to read sometimes. It's crazy what they're doing, and it's, to be honest, they're very smart people that are the scammers out there for what they're doing and how they're able to get all this type of stuff set up. It's like if they put that to some good use, they could create some incredible stuff. But instead, they go around creating all of the scams. Is it okay to be in multiple staking pools? Yes. Some people, what they do is they create multiple wallets. Within Cardano right now, you can't stake to multiple pools from one wallet. You have to create multiple wallets. But again, that's just a personal choice for people. How do I feel about HOT and One? Haven't looked into HOT. One, I did buy some on a dip last week, somewhere around 13 cents I got in, and I have some lower orders in the market as well if it does go down any further. HBAR, haven't looked into it in a long time, and it's not what I'm planning to look into just yet. Harmony and Cody are currently going down. Have all my hopes. EFX, that's another one that keeps getting spammed in my comments. Haven't looked into it. Kind of when people keep spamming a certain project in my comments on my YouTube, it gives me a bias that it's probably a scam project. Maybe it's a good project, but it doesn't encourage me to look at it when I see 10 to 20 comments about the same project under one video. It is better than ZIL. I haven't looked into ZIL enough to comment on that. What else am I missing here? Latest on Africa. So there was an article on Africa. I'll try and bring it up in a second. I didn't even get to fully read it, but it looks like the deal is in the advanced stages now. There was... Where is the post? See, do I have it up on my other screen here? So the Ethiopian PM was discussing digital transformation today, and there was some references to Cardano. I haven't read through the article fully yet, but I will put a link to it down below. Actually, I'll post the link into the chat. So that is the article that I have marked to read, but I just didn't get a chance to yet. How much Cardano does Charles have? I have no idea. Ever looked into student coin? No, I have seen it mentioned a good few times, but haven't had time to look into it. Is Bitcoin shit? It seems ridiculously slow to use. Bitcoin is not the currency that you want to use for daily transactions. Bitcoin will be the store of value for me over the next years to come. Bitcoin will be, well, not will be, Bitcoin is digital gold, and for me, that's the way it will be in the future. For transactional currencies or for transactional cryptos, there are a lot better choices out there. Where are we? Yeah, whales eat retail investors for lunch during altcoin season. Yeah, that's what I would say about Gary said that there. That's a good point as well. That comes back to what I was saying about trading, in the 95% of people trading will end up losing, because most retail traders, what I suffered from in the beginning as well, was letting emotions come into a trade. when you start to see a trade going negative, starts to panic, or when it's going up, starts to FOMO in, and that type of stuff will kill most retail traders. So that's why I say, practice on a very small account in the beginning. If you make that profitable, then you can consider moving to a bigger one. Coinbase stock, yeah, so the IPO for Coinbase is tomorrow. That is going to be very interesting to see the impact that has on the overall crypto markets. Some people calling for a big pump on Bitcoin tomorrow. Others calling that it will crash after, because the prices are being inflated for the IPO. But we'll see how it goes. Potentially I'll do a live stream tomorrow. I'm not even sure what time it is going live. I'll see if I do a live stream or something tomorrow on that. Omisa Go, I owned Omisa Go OMG back in 2018. I haven't owned it in a long time now though, and haven't been following it. I know they were working on scaling solutions for Ethereum the last time I looked, but that is well over a year ago that I last looked at them. Where am I? Does VEET have potential? Yeah, VGN does have more potential. It's a coin I don't personally own. It's a coin that looks to be fairly solid from a high level view, but I haven't dug down into it enough yet. Next Cardano 360 will be the end of April. I think they are the last Thursday in the month, but I will have to check the dates on that. I'll put it out in the Telegram announcements anyway. ADA just correction, testing support. Yep, that's what I was saying I want to see. I wanted to see us getting our pullback to test what was previously the resistance. What do I think of 12% staking on USDC on exchanges like Celsius or CRO? There is a legitimate use case for it there. That is going to come in slightly into my own exit strategy and putting some funds into stable coins and using multiple platforms though, because I would never trust all of my funds into any one centralized application like that. There are some DeFi options out there as well. They do give a lower return, but you're trusting the code rather than trusting the centralized exchange. What a lot of them do is they're borrowing, and so when you put your funds in, then they are able to lend out your USDC out to someone else, and what they do, the person that's getting it is paying a fairly high interest rate. You get a cut of that, but it doesn't add up to the 12%. So there are generally markets like that have their own coin, are making funds there, and they're able to, I suppose, give higher interest rates then for people who hold their coin, because they're making funds that way as well. Thoughts on capital gains tax in Ireland? Main thought is I don't like it. Basically, anything that is profit on your crypto is due for capital gains tax, but always talk to a tax advisor that is local to you. It is some of the best money that you will spend. Once you get to any sort of substantial level within crypto or anything at all, it's always worth having even one chat with them just to see what's going on. Safe Moon Exchange, not sure what that is. Chinese government announced they're going to adopt VChain and will invest 10% of their GDP in it. Yeah, that's the orderly said that. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. There's lots of censorship out there, so it will be interesting to see how that goes. Obviously, it is great to get a government backing for any cryptocurrency, but rules out there seem to change a lot, and opinions on cryptocurrency in general seem to change a lot. So it's one that I definitely will be following to see how it goes. Cardano $2 this summer, definitely possible. Cardano to $500, impossible. Impossible in the current structure of how everything is. Anyway, current rise, any real or simple... Is current rise any real or simple BTC? Yeah, so the rise would be partly due to Bitcoin pulling the whole market up, but the chart to have a look at here is this one. So you can see that over the last few days, we have been rising against Bitcoin anyway. So this is the ADA BTC chart, and this is on the 4-hour chart. This is the one you should always keep an eye on as well in the background. So this one looks at how the ADA price is performing against Bitcoin. So you can see we have been making a push up against Bitcoin. So part of the rise for ADA is to do with Bitcoin, but we are also pushing ourselves up as well. And I have a chart comparing them. Maybe I don't have it open here. No, I don't have it open here. I have one generally I show in the videos where on the top we have Bitcoin and on the bottom you have the USD price. So you can see Bitcoin starting to push up once again, looking fairly strong. And we are over 1,100 people live now. Likes are lagging a bit behind, 475. If you haven't hit it, please do hit the like button. Do I even sleep? Sometimes. At the minute, I am really struggling to sleep when you see everything that's going on. The last thing I do before I go to sleep is replying to people, answering questions on Telegram, emails, everything like that. And then the first thing I do when I wake up is the same. If I ever miss any comments, any emails, anything like that, just send me a follow-up one. It's the sheer volume that I'm getting is... It's a big volume of questions and everything, and I never miss anyone intentionally. So if I ever do miss anyone, then do just send a follow-up one and I will get back. Why the 4-hour? I presume you mean the candles. I generally use the 4-hour just as a kind of a zoomed out view of the chart. It gives a bigger picture rather than just looking at, like, you could look at the daily chart, but again, it's hard to see what's going on. It gives you the real bigger picture, but I like the 4-hour chart personally. It gives me that in-between look of how the markets are going and then when I'm actively trading. So what I would do is look at something like the 4-hour to get the overall trend of where the market is going, and then when I am looking for entries, I will come in on something like the 15-minute or look at some of the support and resistance. I will be putting together the trading videos over on the other channel this week as well for people who are interested in that. 10 USD possible this year. Extremely unlikely to see a $10 ADA this year. Anything over $5 I think is a bit far out right now, but I'm extremely happy to be proven wrong. When I say my more conservative price points, people say that I'm being way too conservative and that I'm going to be wrong. I am very happy to be wrong on the conservative side rather than telling you that it's going to $50 and people coming back saying they over leveraged themselves based on me saying it was going to certain levels. Have I read about China's plan to create the digital yen? I haven't read much into it, to be honest. I will need to take a look into it. And part of bringing someone on as well, anyone who missed the beginning, I'm going to put a job spec together over the next day or two on getting someone to come in to help me on writing articles and writing some of the tutorials and putting out some of the graphics and stuff that I want to get out there to help people in the space. So once I have someone else doing that and helping with the ideas for the videos and the research, then I'll have more time for putting out actual content then and researching other stuff that's going on in the overall market. Wish I had a big ADA ticker on the screen so you could close your 70-inch TV screen or TV stream. When do I think to be a new all-time high? It's impossible to call, really. If we can get support where we've had the pullback to here, if we can get the support in around this level, then you could see the new all-time high in the next day or two. If we continue to fall on, then it's going to be another few days or few weeks. You can see where we are in this overall structure. So let me see that you guys can see that. Yeah. So what you see, this is the overall structure. This is the big picture of what I'm personally watching. So you can see the ascending triangle coming back up to the all-time high that we set earlier. And potentially we do get rejected to come back down and test the underside of this before getting the springboard up to try and break the all-time high then. And this is still what I'm looking at is out here in August. June, July should be very good months for the Cardano price. Again, let's see where the next week or so goes in terms of this. But once we get into June and July, that's when I think things will really start to kick off. We'll start to see a lot more projects talking about launching on Cardano and what they are going to bring to the ecosystem as well. So where are we on the questions now? Price end of year, I've kind of covered bits of that a lot. For me, I'm looking at $2 to $3 in the run up for Alonzo, and how much higher we go and how well we sustain them prices is going to be determined by how the rollout goes and how the adoption goes, because after the rollout we will see a bit of a pullback, but how deep that goes is going to depend on what is coming out on Cardano. So I've seen lots of talk of Celsius. If Celsius do come over, that will be a huge scoop for Cardano to get Celsius over to the Cardano blockchain. Best hardware wallet for staking your ADA, Ledger and Trezor are the two that are mentioned. Some people don't like. I like the interface of Ledger. I've used them for the last few years. I do have a Trezor as well, but I have a Trezor 1, which doesn't support Cardano. So some people don't like Ledger due to the hacks that happened last year with personal information, which I fully understand, but either of them are both really good wallets. ETH moving to proof of stake. Yeah, that's going to help them, but it's not going to solve all of their problems that they currently have. Again, I think that overall, Ethereum's never going to die. There's going to be room for all of these blockchain, all of these smart contract platforms are going to have a big section out there. So for me, my portfolio is the majority of it outside of Bitcoin. The majority of my portfolio is made up of smart contract platforms. So Cardano ADA makes up a very big portion of that, but I also hold BNB, I hold Ethereum, I hold DOT. So lots of them all have the same kind of theme in mind. I think smart contracts going into the future are going to be huge. The market space is only going to grow and grow, so there will be lots of room for all of them to be successful. How many ADA are enough? That figure is, everyone needs to make up that decision for themselves. I do have calculators on my blog that I've built that you can check out that show staking rewards and show different levels of what your ADA would be worth. So again, they may help you make up that for yourself. So for some people, 1,000 ADA is a huge amount. For other people, then it needs to be 100,000 ADA to be anything significant. It all depends on everyone's individual situations. A 50% correction for ADA, it's happened before. Not out of the question, but that comes back to the earlier point about the bull and bear cycles and how I think that they are changing at the minute, that I don't think they will be the same going forward. For the high cap coins, look, we've seen 80 to 90% pullbacks within altcoins over the last bear cycle. I think that will be closer to the, maybe in around that 50% for some of the high cap coins this time. And how low we actually go will depend on where the bull market actually caps out. So out of interest, how many countries do we have on here? We have over 1,000 people again. Where is everybody from? Always interesting to see how diverse the community is, and it's incredible to me to see how many people are actually tuning in and where they are. Been holding for 6 months, bought very low, great staking rewards. Yeah, if you're holding for 6 months, then you got in at a very nice price. Am I Scottish? No, I'm Irish. Canada, Australia, Austria, Wales, Armenia, the Middle East, Canada. Can't have too much ADA. Yeah, that's what a lot of people will be saying here. And now the chat's really taken off and it's going crazy. Italy, Australia, Greece, England, Norway, Israel, Netherlands, Spain, Cork, Faroe Islands. Wow. India, Netherlands, Philippines, struggling to keep up now. Cuba, South Africa. Basically, it looks like we have people from nearly every corner of the of the world right now. I'm trying to pick out some questions, but the chat is just scrolling so quick. Do I think 126 is the new support level? I would like to see 133 met as our new support level, but until we come back down and test around 133, 135, then it's not the support just yet. But that is the level that I would personally like to see being converted into our support level. So look, we do seem to be getting stable enough around this 138, but again, dipping down into these levels is not out of the question. Chat is still going crazy. Andorra, Hungary, Ukraine, Singapore, Antarctica, Portugal. Hopefully I'll get out to Portugal again next year for holidays. It has been a long year without getting holidays here in Ireland. Jersey, Holland, Singapore, Argentina. When Lambo? Lambo won't be happening for me. It's great for anyone who has the dream of the Lambo and all of that, but for me it's not personally, where if I had that much money sitting around, it wouldn't go into a Lambo. Ledger, Trezor. Personally, for me, I use the Ledger, but if I had a Trezor Model T is the one you need for ADA. I have a Trezor 1 which doesn't support ADA, so for me with Cardano it's not a choice. Right, I think we're kind of running out of new questions. A lot of them, hopefully we have answered most of them. Let's just take a look at the overall market. So in the last hour, Binance Coin is taking a bit of a dip, still only down to 562. Crazy the last few days. XRP back up nearly 4.5%, up 21% against Bitcoin in the last 24 hours. Absolutely crazy. Cardano starting to find a bit of stability, still up 2.5% against Bitcoin. So some people were asking earlier, was the run in Cardano due to Bitcoin making a run? So part of it was, but part of it is Cardano moving itself as well. Polkadot is down. Uniswap is fairly even the last hour, up 5% in the last 24 hours here. Litecoin doing very well at the minute. Stellar, I think Stellar is getting kind of, due to XRP going so well, Stellar is also running fairly well too, because with Stellar there was fears that if XRP had to get a bad result in the court case, that that XLM could have been next on the chopping block due to being very, very similar to XRP. But again, they're having a great run due to that as well. Chainlink is one that hasn't been performing all that well the last while. It's been fairly stable, I suppose, more so than anything else. It had some huge runs last year, but hasn't really kicked off yet this year. So looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is starting to run, and I'm just thinking I actually have a trade running on Bitcoin that I need to check. Very nice. So I am in a long trade. Oh, Bitcoin's really... Okay. How do I bring this into the chat? Sorry, 1 second. Let's bring it in. So, current Bitcoin trade running right now. And I need to start pulling some of this out. So I'm going to pull down some of these. So again, this is generally what I do. Try and get out at different levels for the trade. So you can see closing the trade bit by bit, so it starts taking profit on the way up. And then generally what I do when I'm trading is I will pull up my stop loss. Let's put this in now. So stop loss. What I really like about the Bybit interface is you can just drag your entries like this. So what I do now is leave that. Look, when you're looking at some other people out there with their thousands, $100,000 gains on their trades, that's not me. Look, if I can take $500 out of this, if it moons up, great. If it comes back down and hits that, I will close out about $500 on that one. So again, Bitcoin looking very positive at the minute. Where is my chat? And we will close it out now. Thoughts on BTT? Not a currency that I have looked enough into to give a proper opinion on it. It is early, no smart contracts. Yeah, it's early, but they really do need to get the smart contracts out in August this year to start taking full advantage of the bull market that's there, because they could start a huge FOMO for Cardano once we have smart contracts and have projects flooding into it. Hope 20,000 ADA is enough to retire in 2024. All depends on the part of the world that you are in and what your own living expenses are. How is Cardano my biggest investment? Cardano and Bitcoin make up the big majority of my portfolio, and my own portfolio, I think it's something like 95% of my portfolio is in the top 10 cryptocurrencies. I generally stick to the high cap coins because in the long run they are more stable, more trustworthy. Yes, some of these small cap coins can give some insane gains, and once I have things more structured on getting the content and everything out there, I will be allocating some of my portfolio to low caps. And when projects are launching on Cardano, that's when I'm going to set up a fund that will be dedicated to going into new projects that are launching on Cardano, because I see 10x, 20x, 30x potential projects launching on Cardano. Once it's going out, there will be some huge hype there. So I will be, I suppose, documenting all of that as well at the time. Thoughts on Exodus? It's a good multi-asset wallet. It's not one that I generally use much now. For staking and all of that, I generally prefer to use the Yoroi or the Daedalus wallets. Can Cardano pull back to above 140? I would say very possible. Where are we now? 138. Yeah, very possible. Look, it's finding a bit of stability here. Could easily push back up above that 140 right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out the live stream there, because we have been going for 51 minutes now. I do hope that some people got some value from it. If you did, please do make sure you hit the like button. That really does help get these kind of things out there, and make sure you turn on notifications for any future live streams or any videos that are coming out. Lots of content planned for Cardano. Video planned around the reward cycle. A lot of people ask about when rewards are paid out and how you still get rewards in older pools. So when you switch pools this epoch, it's going to be 2 or 3 epochs before you actually get the rewards from the new pool. So I have a video planned all around that, planned around the staking, around the future rewards and what type of transaction volume we need there, as well as talking about NFTs that are out there as well. I'm going to do a video on this actually, but I will mention it. Just be extremely careful with the projects that you're going into right now. There's new NFT projects going out. I've went down that rabbit hole trying to figure it all out, see what the big draw is, and I do see why people are jumping into them. But I will say, be extremely careful. If projects are anonymous, don't have a team out there, don't have anything but a website and a Twitter, be very cautious about getting into them. There's lots of projects out there, you have lots of choices, so just make sure you do your due diligence on the ones before you get into. But I am going to put together a video on that, on some points that you guys should consider before jumping into a project. It's not just NFTs, it will be all of the projects that will be rolling out on Cardano as well. It's all about doing a bit of due diligence just to make sure that they are what they say they're going to be. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I will talk to you all very soon. Not sure if I'll have another video out today, but there definitely will be one tomorrow. So I will talk to you then. Thanks for watching.